All right, and we've got it recording. So, happy team meeting, guys.
Happy team meeting.
Good morning.
I love seeing you all. Hey, Sylvie. So we're gonna do something new. The tell me something good, kind of sometimes. We got some crickets on that occasion because people couldn't think of good things to share. And yet, one thing we could always do is share gratitude. So we're gonna start doing bucket fills and just sharing gratitude. I'd love, of course, for you guys to share how you're grateful for one another and us as a KW family. And yet, it doesn't have to be limited to within our group. And so just let's share some gratitude this morning. Let's get off on the right foot and get going for our business meeting. So what do you guys have to share that you're grateful for this morning?
Well, I'll go first.
Okay.
I am so thankful for you all and just for the knowledge, and I go back a lot of times to my limited beliefs, and I look at myself now from a year ago and I'm like, wow, God, I'm just so thankful.
Yes, for growth. I love it. Who else?
I would like to say I'm thankful for just being able to be in this position as a realtor, because with all the craziness that's going on, I'm still able to be here and be a mom and not have to send my child to school, because honestly, with everything that I have going on health wise, I can't afford to send her to school. It's too much of a risk. So I'm just grateful to have the opportunity to still work, still do something I love, and still be able to keep her here safely.
Yeah.
I love that. The flexibility, for sure. We are very privileged and blessed in our industry. All right, let's do one more gratitude before we move on. Feels so good to be thankful.
Yes, it is.
I know you guys have something you're grateful for.
I'll go.
All right, awesome. Hey, Liz.
Hey, sorry, I'm literally laying here with my child, so
You're
I apologize for my appearance. But I am grateful for every single one of you, but I want to do a really special shout out to Sarah Little, Katie Douglas. They have taken care of me so much the past 6 months. And they answer all my questions, help me out any way they possibly can. And it feels amazing to be part of such an amazing team and such a part of amazing KW family. And I know that I can trust and grow every single day because of them. So
I love that so much. I love it. And that's the benefit of being either on like a team, like, Pinnacle Group is a team unit inside of KW, or having a team of people that you can count on, whether you're in productivity coaching or you've got your accountability partner. That really helps. I think, at least for me, when I first got started, I was like, underestimating that. Like, why have people, you kind of feel a little vulnerable, but when you have your tribe, you have your people, that feels so good and it's so helpful. So thank you for sharing that, Liz. All right, congrats. Speaking of Sarah Little, our newest capper, congratulations. Round of applause. I bet that 100% feels good. All right. We have an MCA minute. Susan, are you there?
Hi, I am here. It's very quick in the meeting today. I wasn't expecting you to call me. I just have my pretty much the same thing I say every week, which is update me with any closing changes, date, price, commission amount. Make for sure that you've got your commission submitted. Make for sure that you submitted your, put your offer in and submitted your commission 48 hours after you had a fully signed contract, and be working on the documents. Commissions and compliance are two separate things inside of Command as far as submitting them, right? So they both need to be submitted. If you just submit your compliance that does not let me know that you submitted a commission request, and vice versa. Path to getting paid twice a month. Watch the calendar for that. Make for sure to get on. If forever I can't actually do it, we will give you the link to the recording, which is also on KW Montgomery's YouTube channel. So make for sure to look at it there. If you need to set up an appointment with me, reach out and let's see when we can do it. It's a very crazy, busy time for me. So popping in, I may not be able to sit down and talk to you if you just pop in my door. So be looking for 1099s. I know I said we were going to send out an email. We have not yet, but that's actually going to be done today. And if we don't hear back from you, we know that you're good with us just putting it in your folder up front. So be looking for a breakdown printout of your bills that you paid into the market center. So your agent bill can be used as a tax write-off. So that's a business expense. And for those in the coaching program, be looking for a breakdown of that as well.
Awesome.
And that's all.
I was going to add, Susan, while she's saying commissions and offer and command, submission, compliance, blah, blah, if that sounds like a foreign language,
Oh yeah.
you need to attend Path to Getting Paid. If you literally have cartoon question marks, as she was talking earlier, Path to Getting Paid needs to be your very next class. Okay. So please, 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 for your sanity and ours, attend Path to Getting Paid so that you are empowered and informed and you understand what has to take place for you to get paid, because that's the path to getting paid. It's not simple as, getting to the closing table, getting that check. There's a couple more steps in there. Reasons being, every one of us took pre-license and there are compliant things that have to be submitted and turned in. Susan is not a maniacal person that goes, ha ha ha, I have to have them submit all the stuff. She does not come up with that list off the top of her head. It is for us to be compliant. And so each agent also has to be compliant. If you are frustrated with that, you're probably lacking a system. So making sure, I just did one myself and I was like, Susan, you know what? We preach this all the time to these agents and we've got, some feedback where it's not so enjoyable. I'm going to do it myself all along the way just to challenge myself. Y'all, it wasn't that hard. It's a system. Create yourself a system for success and submit that stuff. Then you won't be frustrated at the end when you're going, where's my check? Where's my check? Don't do that to yourself. Your heart doesn't need to take that. So just make sure you have a successful system and Path to Getting Paid. We have resources to help you do that. So if she seemed like she was speaking a foreign language, you need to take Path to Getting Paid.
Even if I didn't seem like I was speaking a foreign language.
You need to do Path to Getting Paid.
Like Gerald was jumping on there and I meant to call him because he wasn't on my last one.
Oh, good.
But I know. How dare he? He has literally been attending every single one. Gerald, I see you on here. Every single one, because he was like, maybe I missed something the last time. So I'm going to jump on here again and see if I, or maybe he wants me to go over a little bit in depth. Maybe he's got a listing opportunity, he has questions around that, because I do go over both buyer and listing opportunities inside of there and how to submit, because the listing is a little bit different. I go over all of our, our time, the words left me. Anyway, all of our policies and procedures, you got 48 hours to submit this, you need to do this within this time, blah, blah, blah.
We will help you, but put yourself on the path of that success. We cannot attend it for you. So thank you, Susan.
Welcome.
Let's see. Okay, let's talk numbers. I know we already had our year in review business meeting, bold people, our multi-year trend came out, which it comes out about a week after we transmit. And I just wanted to take a moment we celebrated our record-breaking numbers, but I really want to take a minute to look at the success. So this is Keller Williams International, up, some down. So listings taken volume company-wide were pretty down, but month over month we had been increasing. And that's probably got a lot to do with what hit us, COVID, and everything kind of shut down. There were some cities and states that didn't, were not essential. And so you will see that. And then let's compare Keller Williams International at large to KW Montgomery. And I did not add the plus sign, so please forgive me. Just take a look at these and add little pluses in your head as you're looking at closed units up 28% year to date, 103% month over month. Closed volume up 38% year to date. Listings taken 180% up month over month, 23% year to date. Listings taken volume 444% up month over month, 22% year to date. Listings sold 186% up month over month and 15% year to date. Listings sold volume 113% up month over month, 30% year to date. Contracts written 122% up month over month and 29% year to date. Contracts written volume 91% up month over month and 35% year to date. Closed GCI 57% up month over month, 41% year to date. So that means KW Montgomery agents earned 41% more this year than last year. That, guys, I just don't know I would ever be thrilled about talking about percentages. I'm just going to be really honest with you. I never thought I would sit down one day and go, oh my gosh, look at these awesome numbers. But look at these awesome numbers. And every single one of those is you guys working your tails off, helping your clients, serving at a high level, and just showing out in the marketplace. And so I know we've already done this like enthusiastic excitement around numbers, and yet it does deserve its own slide in today's business meeting. So if you had anything to do with any business at all in 2020, you contributed to these increases. What are we going to do in 2021 to see that just go above and beyond, right? We already have seen this sense of accomplishment now. How are we going to keep going and keep our foot on the gas? That's going to be the challenge. Always be 1% better day over day, right? So that we can see and we look back and we're like, oh my gosh, look at how we have accomplished these record-breaking numbers, these phenomenal growth. That's because every day, many of you guys got up and said, what can I do better today? I'm just floored. Anybody have any ahas around this? I take a coffee break when I'm like waiting on some feedback, some conversation.
I think a lot of that is attributed to leadership and the training that is available and how well we all work together as a team, because together we achieve more. So I think it just says we're in business with the right people, and it's proven.
I love it. I didn't pay her to say that, y'all. I really didn't. Although she may get a special chai latte next time I go to Prattville. I don't know. I just, she's got one now. I just, like I said, numbers are not in my like personality profile. That's like, not really where my strength is typically. And I'm so excited about this, guys, because I've seen you guys coming in, and Vicki and Susan and Jimmy Ann can all speak to this, coming in and just absolutely working your tails off. It did not matter what you faced, what obstacle, what challenge you overcame. And so as we're going into 2021, we're looking at January, we probably have a lot of uncertainty as far as what's going to happen this year. Just remember, this is you guys. This is you guys showing up and just really facing whatever challenge came your way, day after day after day after day. So that's it. I'm off my soapbox. If nobody has anything else to add, I will move on, but give yourself a big pat on the back. And sorry, bold people, and give yourself a pat on the back. Okay, Miss Carol, our social equity ambassador, and I know that we had shared this probably out on Facebook. Shacarol raised her hand last year when we were looking to fill this role. Even as a new licensee, she has shown out. Our regional director actually mentioned her by name and was thankful that she's actually on this regional committee that supports our entire about 14,000 agents in Alabama, Georgia, and Tennessee, represented in the market centers and represented with the social equity ambassadors. She is in very important conversations. She relays those back to our market center, and then she's going to help us as a market center be mindful of how we can make sure that we really are embodying that new addition to the Y4C2Ts, equity opportunities for all. So Shacarol, I hear you've got an event you want to share about.
Yes, yes. On the 20th, on January 20th, the South East region is holding a workshop on unconscious biasness. And it will feature Ms. Shantia Coley. She's a Fortune 500 attorney. And I just personally want to say, like, and I've said it many times before, all market centers in KW are not treated equal. And, and when I say that is because I get on these calls and I hear other conversations about how they're having, issues in their market center dealing with race and a lot of different things. And I'm just like, wow, I've never in the year I've been here almost, never seen any tension or even in leadership, we're a very diverse team. And so what I would love for us to do is to stay ahead of the game, have these open conversations, be involved, because what I don't want to do is fall behind and be one of those market centers. So I would love for everyone to just take those 2 hours, if possible, driving, doing whatever you can to listen in on this Zoom. It's free. So like I said, my goal or our goal, I feel, should be to stay ahead of the game. We want to be proactive and not reactive. So let's, and I would love for us to have more open conversations. If those are things you want to have, those topics, reach out to me or Katie. Me and Katie are get together and say, hey, these are things we want, some people want to discuss. We can't heal until we discuss.
I love that.
In the state of this country, I just think it's best for us. Like I said, we're already a great team. We work so well together. Let's have these conversations if we need to have them. Let's not just push it. That's been our country's problem, with pushing everything under the rug. Let's have the conversations.
Right. And not only for our team, Shacarol, but I would say we all took an oath as real estate professionals to treat everyone fairly. And the one thing that keeps drawing my eye as I'm looking at this flyer is unconscious bias, unconscious bias, unconscious bias. So you may not feel like you have any sort of bias or prejudice or anything, and you may not feel like you act out any sort of bias in your life and in your profession. Yeah, like Shacarol said, it's always important to be ahead, just like you're ahead on your training, just like you're attending Path to Getting Paid and your contracts classes and all of the things you need to do to be the best business person you can be. These workshops that are going to be held quarterly, they're going to kind of be different ones quarterly that the region is paying for to put on for us. We need to participate. We actually have organize our day on that day. Our Associate Leadership Council has decided they're not going to meet at their allotted time so that they can attend this. Our leadership team is attending this workshop. We're moving Ignite. Shacarol is teaching. You're teaching that class, right? So you said that'll be a PM class, 6 p.m., right?
Yes, we just do a PM class that day.
Okay, so that's all been adjusted on the calendar based on this. So this is, if you wondering how important we feel like this is, we feel like is extremely important. It's free, and we always want to be getting better and making sure that we are ahead of the curve and that we are being our best selves. So the only way we can do it is each person steps up and does their part. So we really are thinking this is going to be a phenomenal workshop. So take the opportunity to take it. Mark your calendar now. You can go ahead, and we emailed out the flyer and the link. We put it in the Facebook group. We will do it again, and it's in our calendar. So that's how you'll register. You won't get the link from us. You have to register through this link that the Southeast region put out, but just make sure that you are in attendance for that and you go ahead and get that link ahead of time. All right, anything else, Carol? Oh, back to homeschool. Hey, Jada. All right, let's
No,
see.
that's all for me.
Okay, awesome. We appreciate you. Just a reminder, Ignite is taking place right now, and it is Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. So far, the topics that have been covered are fuel your career, lead generation is the core of your business, powerful language gets results, your database is your business. It's going to move on. Those have all been recorded and put in the YouTube channel. It's moving on to setting goals that matter, delivering your value proposition, find and win the buyer, find seller leads, a day in the life of the agent. If any of those topics perk your little real estate ears up, you need to be attending Ignite. This is not just for new licensees. And yet, if you're a new licensee and you are not attending, you're missing it. But it incorporates our technology. We have phenomenal teachers. I just want to give a shout out for Vicki for organizing this. We've had Shacarol teach, we've had Katie Douglas teach, we've got Tiffany Alexander teaching, we've got Sarah Little teaching, and of course, Vicki. So just make sure that you are in attendance for this. If you can't attend during this time slot, which we did at the Q4, we did a nighttime version of this, okay? And it's in YouTube. So it's also being recorded as the sessions are gone and put in our YouTube channel. Again, another phenomenal opportunity to learn and to be trained. Let's see what we have here. If you ever need a training link, we've got this nice little banner and this little bit.ly that will lead you to our training calendar month over month over month over month. So that's a simple way to save that. We've been attaching it to the top of our Facebook group month over month as well. So if you ever are like, oh, I heard this thing's going on. Anything that doesn't have a link is going to be in person, but everything else, all the links, all the everything, any changes that are made to the master, and you'll be able to get it to that master calendar through this, okay? Who attended, or first and foremost, who is in the Pivot Shift Ahead Facebook group? Anyone?
Is it the same one that was like at the end of 2020 or in the middle of 2020?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
This is a group started by Bold Coach James Shaw. He started it, I want to say, on like the 16th of March. It started with, I don't know, a couple hundred people in KW leadership. And he said, I'm just going to start doing calls every morning because I feel like we need each other, right? There's so much uncertainty in different cities and states. And so it grew, and recently has been announced there's 80,000 real estate agents in this group from all over the world, from all different brokerages. And through that, KW actually kind of adopted his group and has been putting phenomenal speakers in it. Gary himself has been on here. Jay Papazan, who helped co-write all of his books, top producers, coaches. I mean, it literally, this Facebook group, you guys, has been the win of 2020. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, they do calls every morning. It's 8 a.m. Eastern, so 7 a.m., right? But if you're like me, I put that sucker on, and at first it was Zoom, so you could have the Zoom link. Now it's just Facebook Live inside this group, as long as you belong to the group. And just while I'm getting my makeup on, getting ready, you have people sharing gratitude. If you guys like our business meeting, this is like 10 million times better. It is quality content every time. He actually started sharing it into Clubhouse as well. So that's pretty neat as well, if you just want to listen. But this is one of the things. He reached out to Gary Keller and said, hey, Gary, we've got this group of 80,000 agents. And is there some message you would like to share with the group? And so I want to share that with you guys, just in case you missed that call. I know I shared in the Facebook group that it was taking place, but sometimes we miss things. And this was such great information that I just want to make sure no one missed it. And I want to spend some time this morning talking about it. So these are his 8 things he told James. He wrote James an email and said, this is what I want to share with the Pivot Shift Ahead group. Okay. So 8 things. And you're going to see some things that you're like, oh, I've heard that before, right? And I can share this back. I can share this out with you guys if anybody wants it. I'm happy to do so. So one, the 3 L's are still the 3 keys to success in our industry. What are the three L's?
Leads, leverage, and listing.
Yes.
Leads, listings, leverage. That's right. It's coming, and a lot of these premises, you guys, is coming from this little nifty book right here. So if you're like, oh, where's that come from? Pretty much the MREA, okay? Our database is still our business. Yep, I've heard that before, right? The 30-30-40 is still the fundamental MREA formula, and that's the budget model. So you want to have 30% expenses, 30% cost of sale with a 40% profit margin. Of course, that is one of the big models in the MREA, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. The path of the 7 levels should not be cheated. Now, what is that? If you're like, what in the what? Okay, if we're speaking a foreign language to you, now is a perfect time to get a hold of this red book and start digging in. A great first kind of starter intro is that Ignite. We teach this in Ignite, step by step by step. The 7 levels are the organizational chart where you start from an individual agent, an individual salesperson, to grow yourself step by step by step up the ladder. The 7th level is when you are the CEO that has stepped out of the business and you have somebody else running your business. And that is just a path of success. And this is the model to which to build yourself up and to scale yourself to the highest level of a team. And so this is something, if it's interesting to you, you definitely have to master the models before you get creative. He didn't add that, but it's definitely part of the conversation. But to get to that, you kind of have to earn your paces through the 7 levels. That is in the organizational model in the MREA. Time blocking for lead generation is still the one thing that drives success in any business. Where do we learn about time blocking, guys?
I'm assuming we've had several classes about that.
You are correct. You can just take a guess and know. So time blocking is something that we talk about where you're mastering your calendar. There's a bold law. It says if it's not on my schedule, it doesn't exist. Okay. So if you are going to lead generate, your calendar better reflect time for you to lead generate. Okay. Your calendar definitely had time for that national championship last night. So you definitely got time for a lead generation time. Okay. We got time to run to Starbucks, right? We got time for the Netflix binge. We definitely have time to lead generate. So what are we doing with the time we have? Time blocking is still the one thing that drives success in any business. Number 6, shifts happen in a cycle. Count on it. Always run your business with this in mind. One cycle causes the next, so ups cause downs and downs cause ups. That's why you live in the current cycle while preparing for the next. All right, well, what is a shift? How do I succeed in it? There's this nifty little book here called Shift, How Top Real Estate Agents Tackle Tough Times. And if you were in the Pivot Shift Ahead group initially, this is literally what we went through every single morning. Then in turn, even if you weren't in the Pivot Shift Ahead group, in March, I was Facebook Living every single morning. Living, yes, I did. Right, eclectic, just came right on out. Living from segment from this. Okay, so we teach this stuff. Okay, that's one thing you need to know. If you are new to this and you're like, what are they talking about? Lean in, attend the business meetings, attend Ignite, get on that educational training path, and you too will completely understand everything we're talking about. All right, financial freedom starts with knowing your freedom number. Focus on your earnings, savings, and investments to get to that number. Grit is still the number one determiner of success. The commitment to never settle and never give up is what fuels success more than anything else. Does anybody have any ahas from Gary's top 8 things for 2021?
My biggest ahas is these are just things that I know for me that you and Miss Vicky and Adam have preached to me this last year. So it's not that it was new, it was a confirmation again that these are just things we have to do. This is it. This is really that simple.
It's really that simple. Mind blowing
It's-
enough. Yeah.
It's really that simple. Just do this and it'll get done.
You know, the funny thing too is if you are attending the pivot calls or you're in on any those groups, you're going to see these themes come up. And it's like you kind of follow top people and you're like, well, what's that person doing? What's that person doing? This is it. This is it. This is where they started and this is where they stay. You know, go ahead.
I would also say, I know you've preached getting on this Facebook Live since last year, and I had did it inconsistent. But with my new year thing being intentional about things this year, I've made it a step to do it every day since last week or since this call. And I was like, Katie told me a year ago, and I've been a part of the group. I just had not been listening consistently. So, but it's one of those things where I'm glad that I've added to my schedule. And like you said, I have my earbuds in, I'm cooking breakfast, making sure Jada's ready for her school. So it's not that it's taking time. I'm still doing other stuff. I just have an earbud in listening to James and other KW agents. And it's just a conversation. It's literally a conversation
that lifts your lid.
Yes.
And changes your outlook of your morning. I was a little grumpy when I started having team leader stuff at the same time at 7 a.m. I'm like, I'm missing James Shaw. He actually joined us last year as well to our market center for a team meeting. So anyway, that goes to show you there's 2 things. All right, here's the 8. Okay, everybody's seen the Hitch movie, and I'm probably about to make a fool of myself. Susan, are you watching? I need you to pay attention really quick because I'm going to embarrass myself. So you know the Hitch movie where Will Smith is talking to whatever his name is. I can't think of his name. Brenneman. Anyway, and he's like dancing, and he's like all over here. And Will Smith's like, no, you stay right here. You stay right here. I don't want to see all this. This is Gary Keller telling you that same thing. We don't need to do all the other things. We need to stay right here. We need to be right here on these 8 things. If you wake up and you're like, man, what do I need to do today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's something here that can help you. If you're like, man, what are they talking about here? Pick up this lovely red book and just go to town. It will give you something to do, right? It's not about being crazy. It's not about being on billboards. It's about staying in your lane and being the best business professional that you can be. And keeping right where you're at in your level of mastery, self-mastery, one of those 6 personal perspectives. Anybody else want to share on this topic?
Well, 6 is it for me, Katie.
I'm sorry, Vicky. What was that?
Shifts
happen in cycles.
Number 6 is it for me. Shifts happen in cycles. We should be doing current cycle. Then whatever come next, we'll be prepared for it.
We're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody
else?
Go ahead.
And I just, somebody in the chat had something about, I think they have MREA on audio. I have all 3 of them on the audio, the One Thing, the Shift, and the MREA. And I listen to them as I read along, and they are really good. That's part of my, what I have on my calendar training and all. So it's really been good for me.
I love that.
I wanted to share something. I don't remember if it was at family reunion or mega camp, but Gary said one time that the problem with realtors is that we work in the market that we're in instead of thinking ahead of what the market is going to do. And that's always resonated because the market is always constantly changing. And that's how we stay ahead is look to what the market is currently doing, but how it's going to change.
Well, and two, Katie, if you think back, let's say 2018, you could almost trip over a deal. You could just bump into somebody and get a deal. That doesn't necessarily take business acumen, right? But when COVID hit, whole companies shut down and might not have opened up, might have had a delay in it. Those that really focused on what they can do to adapt to what was coming as soon as they saw that coming, those are the ones being successful right now. Because they said, oh, I can't, a lot of people said, you know what, I'm going to wait till this COVID thing's over. I'm not going to take any new business. Well, if you did not evolve your stance on that, you probably were not feeding your family and paying your bills. James Shaw said in the beginning of this, we don't know when COVID is over, but in June, you're either going to get a bill or you're going to get a check, right? And so if we're not looking to that next market, we may very well be the one getting a bill, not a check. And that's up to us to put ourselves on the path of success to do that, right? Anybody else? Okay. Well, I'm going to share this in the Facebook group and I will email it out as well. I just thought that was pretty phenomenal and I wanted to make sure no one missed that. Gary Keller has been doing this podcast the past 2 years, maybe the past year. I don't know. We're in a time warp. Yet they've done season 5 coming up. They've done a couple every few months or whatever. So there's season 5, Think Like a CEO podcast. You can go back to season 1 and hear Gary Keller tell about how he never thought he'd be a real estate agent. He thought he was going to be a rock star, right? And so you kind of follow along his journey, his words, as he and Jay Papasan discussing the journey. And then they've come through to talk about, how CEOs behave, and whether you're the CEO of your sales business or you're the CEO of a huge company, it really is great content. So if you're looking for something motivational podcast, I would check those out as well. Plus it gives a really nice history of where Gary came from, what his thought process was as the company evolved to now be the #1 franchise in the world. He did not set out to be the #1 franchise in the world. He actually set out to dominate Austin, Texas. So here we are today, the #1 franchise in the world. And we're very thankful that he franchised. Sarah Little, our Market Center tech trainer, has a tech tip for today. Are you still with us, Sarah?
I am. And is there any way that you can let me share my screen?
Possibly. I think I need to stop share and it should allow you to. There we go.
Let's see. Okay. So one of the first things that I always harp on with real estate is organization. If you are not organized, you got to get organized or everything's going to start falling through the cracks, or you're going to forget something, or you're not going to be able to find what you need. So I know last week I posted about Google Drive, and I know several of you commented on that, but I want to go a little farther in with Gmail. Everyone knows how to start a new email and respond to a new email. But if you'll notice on my emails, I've got all these labels over here on the left. First off, can everyone see my screen? Okay. So the way that you want to see, you want to make sure every single email, just about, unless it's just junk, gets filed, because you want to be able to say, oh, no problem, I can pull that email up in 2 seconds and reference back to, no, I told you on this day, this is what needs to be done. Or, hey, I already sent that to the lender. I already sent that. Because there's so many things going on a daily basis that you have to be able to keep up with what is what. So let me show you what that is. So let's just pretend this first email is something important. There is a button right here, and this works the same on your app, on your phone. You click move to whatever the name of the folder is. And if you don't already have a folder set up, you would just say, whatever, I can't spell it right now, but anyways, you would just click create new, and then you would suddenly have a new folder over here. And then you can constantly move stuff into that folder from there by just typing in whatever you're needing. So there it is. So if that's what I wanted to file it in, that's what I would click. Now, a little trick for you is, let's just pretend that this email is something that I'm going to need to continue to work on, and it's not quite complete, like I've requested something and I need to remember to continue to do it. Instead of moving the email, just label the email. So it'll still show up under, let's just say 2120 East 3rd Street, apply. So in my inbox, you'll see it is now labeled 2120 East 3rd Street. At any point in time, I can take it off of that or just straight up move it to 2120 East 3rd Street. The best thing to do with your email, I know it's going to take a while if you've got 5 million emails, is to treat your inbox like it's your to-do list. If there is an email in here, it needs to be worked on, or it needs to be filed, or it needs to be deleted, something of that nature. So you can see I'm down to 1 email right now, and the rest are over here. That way, whenever someone says, oh gosh, for instance, Chris Blatz, when was the last time I talked to him through email? Okay, here's the last time we made offers and that sort of thing. And it's time stamped and who it went to and all that sort of thing. My last tip when it comes to emails is CC or blind CC yourself on the very first email that you send to the closing attorney, to the lender, to the other realtor. That way you can have record of that email without it just being in sent. You can then file it or move to a correct folder. So blind CC yourself, move to, and labels. Those are very, very crucial. That way you can always reference things the second that they're needed. You can, if you don't want to sit here and scroll for days on all the different labels that you have, you can also just type in label 2120 East 3rd Street, and it'll find that specific folder. Ooh, too many. So here's all my emails that are under that specific folder. And you can see I've got all my leads in here as well, so that I can reference back to those leads and say, hey, we reduced the price on this house or whatever at any point in time. That's why I say it's very important to file every one of your emails. It'll make your life a lot less stressful because you can always reference back to something the second that you need it. So I hope that's helpful. Does anyone have questions on any of that?
Thank you, Sarah.
No problem.
I'm really impressed with that 1 email. That is amazing. You deserve an award. Well, thank you. And we can look forward to Tuesday Tech Tips with Sarah. And as you saw, that was something you probably had not thought about, but could really have an impact on your life. And then I know that she was talking about the Google Drive in the Facebook group as well. So just little things that we want to share with you guys that Sarah has come across that will be helpful to you all. So we appreciate you, Miss Sarah Little. Thank you so much. All right, let's see what we have next. Oh, here we go. Everybody get excited.
Woohoo!
No, right here. I'm a little bit sad that nobody from Montgomery made the promo video for it does this to me every time. For Mega Camp, both myself and Adam, he made the wrap up and I made the promo video. So nobody has made this one though. How are we going to be famous, guys? Just kidding. So family reunion is coming up. If you have not seen that, then I'm not doing a good enough job, because I have been sharing and sharing and sharing and sharing and sharing. They have given us a breakout sneak peek, which is basically where you can attend. It's more than a Zoom, and it's so cool the way they have adapted this typically in-person event to completely digital. You'll have a platform. It's kind of like where you would see maybe a Facebook / Zoom / I don't know exactly how to describe it, but each person, once you register, and we have some opportunities for you to get a discounted price. Once you're registered and you have your ticket, you'll belong, if they do it like they did Mega Camp, you'll belong to a group. So each morning there's allotted time for you to join your group in the morning and the afternoon. And they put you with a MAPS coach that just leads you in, hey, what are your goals for Mega Camp or family reunion? What are the things that you want to attend? What are you looking forward to? What are some ahas? And it's really neat. Then you kind of go off on your own and you choose which breakout sessions you want to attend. No worries if there are multiple you want to attend. It's going to be recorded so that you can come back to the platform and watch those sessions. But you'll see sessions like Burn Bright, build a solo business that's built to last. Build a scalable and sustainable admin-only sales business. Run lean to succeed with a small sales team. Coach and mentor your way to success with a large sales team. Think big, grow responsibly, build a sustainable expansion business. Let's see, prepare for the next market. We just talked about that. Lean into coming opportunities for buyers and sellers. Strengthen relationships, broaden your sphere. High-end marketing strategies. Go further together. Lead commercial renters to become owners, seal the deal, win the day with your competing offer. Many, 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 many more. It actually will blow you away how many breakouts they come up with. But this is something that you can look forward to. And they'll have the general sessions where Gary Keller gives his annual vision speech. This is where he sees the company going. Josh Team, the president of our company, will be there as well, talking about what he sees in the future. We'll have the market update, looking at where the trends are going and what they anticipate happening in the real estate market in 2021. It literally is so phenomenal, guys. So do not miss the opportunity to attend. There's more interactivity, more breakout sessions, more demonstrations, game show type events, networking opportunities, more of everything, so that they have enhanced the initial platform. And we're sad that we don't get to be in Vegas and get to do our, kind of fun convention. And yet this is the opportunity for more people to attend due to the price. There's no flight, there's no travel, there's no hotel expense. You literally just have a ticket and you can log on wherever you are. And it's recorded for later. They also will be having the Script Championship Final, which they've been doing these different script offs week by week to get to family reunion. And we've had a lot of our Market Center friends, including our operating principal, perform on this road to family reunion. Here's a quick little clip I want to share with you guys if you hadn't had the opportunity to check it out. This is Anna Kalinsky, who actually is going to be the big competitor there.
Keller Williams. My name is Jason Abrams. I am your VP of Industry, and welcome to the first annual Keller Williams Mega Camp Script Challenge. What you say that helps move people in action faster with you than without you is often what separates successful realtors from everybody else. Now, everybody you're going to see today at the Script Off Challenge are absolute script masters. They have years and years of practicing, role-playing, writing scripts, rehearsing scripts, and most importantly, relating to people. Remember, it's not just what words we say, it is how we say them. And today you are going to choose who says them best. We have come down to this. This is the finals. We are going to watch Nick Waltner and Anna Kalinsky, both of them battle-tested.
I totally gave you who won. Sorry, guys. Spoiler.
NC2A style tournament. Both absolute winners. Both script Jedi. No losers here today. This is going to be the final, and there can be only one. Nick, you're going first. Let's see what we got here. Oh, Nick, story of your life. Okay, you ready? Let's go. I have a friend in the business. They just got their license, but they're a really good friend of mine. I think I have to do business with them.
Jason, I can appreciate that. And in all honesty, there are a lot of real estate agents out there. Now, let me ask you a quick question. The home you're selling, is that your largest financial asset to date?
Yes.
And does it matter that you're doing someone a favor or maximizing the most amount of money possible so that you can provide for your family and help you with the next house?
Oh, that's true. But I mean, you're just going to put it on the MLS. I mean, like, they are a good friend of mine.
And I appreciate that. And there's so much more to the MLS than just posting it. So what I'd like to suggest is, what if I partnered with your friend and I gave them an inside access to everything we do to sell over 400 homes a year at 100.6% of list to sale price in 36 days faster. So you sell for more, faster, and your friend gets an education they'll learn for the rest of their life.
Break script. That's fantastic. Again, I don't want to point anyone in any directions. Nick, I love it. You're simply trying to educate my friend, and so you get the listing. Well done. Anna, look, I think you're great. I want to do business, but my friend just got their license. I think I should probably list with him.
You know what, Jason, I totally appreciate that. And can we make the agreement that like everybody is a real estate agent these days? It's kind of crazy. So let me ask you, what's more important to you, that you make your friend feel good or that you make the best financial decision for your well-being? Can you imagine what's going to happen to your friendship if something goes wrong? It's going to be really awkward, right? Imagine if you had to have surgery. Would you want your new friend to cut you open, or would you want the doctor with the best track record? You see, this is just like that, except this is financial surgery.
Nick, you're awesome. Anna, you're the champion.
What did you guys think about that? This was from Mega Camp, and they plan to continue this to Family Reunion.
First off, I love that they made it into a game show because that is so much more intriguing, I guess you would say. But I love how she put that. I mean, I literally said, dang, whenever she said what she said, because that is so true. That you don't hire just some random person to do back surgery on you. You look up to find the specialist, and you need to make sure people know that.
Exactly. And that's and you may or may not encounter that specific objection where there was a friend of a whatever. You probably will, but at the same time, you will be, and you will be standing in stiff competition against other realtors because there's not a lot of listings going around and everybody's kind of competing at a high level for those. So making sure that you have a handle to that objection of, oh, I'm thinking about going with XYZ. That's why knowing your numbers and knowing your specific unique value proposition is going to help you tremendously. So these scripts, y'all, and the people at KW actually do this wizard thing where they take and transcribe everything these people say on these script competitions and then add them to KW Connect. So you can literally go back if there was something that you were like, man, I want to learn that. I want to internalize that. You can do that. And it's really fun, right? You actually get to vote during the family reunion during the competition. So super fun. We are going to be wrapping up in just a moment, but I did want to show you guys this. So for those of you that may or may not know, there's a top producer in Nashville. His name is Josh Anderson, and he has an awesome newsletter that he sends one out to clients in the sphere and his farm, but he also sends one to real estate agents to build his referral network. And let me just show you what that looks like, because I think it's a phenomenal idea and we always need to be strengthening our referral partnerships and not just in our kind of, Alabama to Montgomery to Birmingham kind of sphere. So basically I got on his newsletter list by following him Clubhouse the other day. Hello, capture leads. And so he found my contact information and emailed me, which I have heard amazing things about this newsletter. That's how far and wide this goes. People copy what he does. But I want to show it to you guys because it's pretty neat. So here's just a glimpse of, he's looking to hire for his team, and you can kind of see that. A market update for Nashville. Let's see, how to boost your social media engagement coming from contribution. asking to be your Nashville referral partner, putting in his stats in there, his connection on Clubhouse, a tour of the city, some different blog posts and how to follow him on social media. Featuring raving fans. So if you're looking to get reviews, you can definitely say, hey, I can feature you in my email campaign or on my website or whatever it is, if you need to entice somebody to give you a good review. So I just wanted to give you guys a glimpse of this. I thought that was a really great idea how he did it. And I know that there are some things that we can rip off and duplicate here in our area if you aren't already doing something to connect with your referral sphere. Now is the opportunity. And as we're talking about family reunion, one of the biggest things that comes out of the convention, other than the education itself, is just going and meeting people from different cities and states. They've set this platform up where you can also do that on there. So just take that opportunity as you're doing that, whether making sure you have a digital card ready so that you can share that out. That's just good practice for those referral groups you're in on Facebook too, right? Somebody goes, oh, I need somebody in Montgomery, Alabama. Do a quick little image share of your card and your info. That way somebody can simply just download that and have your information. It's little things like that that will really set you apart and help you grow your business in more ways than one. Let me see. Vicki, before we wrap up, do you have a productivity coaching minute? And then we'll finish with Jimmy Ann for our broker brief.
Okay, yeah. Just to reiterate what Katie was saying about Ignite, Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, we have some very great information that is being shared, and we are really having fun with the sharing of that information. On last week, Tuesday, we had the all PC meeting. So those of you all that was not present in the building or via Zoom, please reach out to myself so we can recap on that information, and to be looking out for the new PC agreement via DocuSign that has come from the front desk. Please get those signed and back to us. And I did on yesterday send out the goal tracking sheet, and it does have a message in it as to all the sections that need to be filled out. And if you have any questions about that, you can give me a call. And please, 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 if you did not or have not attended the contract class that Jimmy Ann does monthly, please do so. And as Susan said, the path to getting paid. If you are looking to or doing business and want your commission check, that's something that you do want to make sure that you attend. That's all I have.
Exactly. And be on the lookout for that. One thing I didn't say, sorry to go back to the family reunion, is we have the opportunity to do bundle tickets at $80. They have already changed the early bird pricing from $109 and increased that up. But if you want to do a bundle, we have to, as a market center, purchase it as a bundle, 15 at a time. We have one spot in our first bundle, and then we're opening up a second bundle. So go ahead and do not delay to sign up that today so you can take advantage of that $80 ticket price. All right.
Another thing, Katie.
Yes, ma'am.
Katie was going over those percentages. You might feel like you're not contributing what you want to in those percentages. If you are not in the production that you want to see or you're headed toward, I am your girl. I would love to be able to help you. Come and join the productivity coaching program. It's not just for new agents.
That's right. That's right. All right, Miss Jimmy Ann Campbell, our qualifying broker, you have some updates for us, correct?
I do. It is time to get your money ready to pay your association dues. They are due on January the 21st, which is not this Thursday, but a week from this Thursday. I have been into our office account to check to see how we're doing on getting those dues paid, and probably only about 10% of our agents have paid their dues yet. The dues also this year include your e-key fee. So I looked at, and the charges with our agents vary depending upon what kind of plan you have for your e-key. Most of the agents owe $727. Some owe less and some owe a little more. The breakdown on your fees are this. You've got your e-key fee. Then your dues, pay three kinds of dues. Your association dues. 1/3 of it base, and I'm doing about a third. Your MAR dues are $116. Your NAR, or the National Association of Realtors dues, are $185. Your Realtor AAR dues are $170. And then there is a $36 assessment that has been for the building at AAR, which gives a total for most of the agents of $727. If you are late paying this, there will be a penalty. And then one more time, we will be dealing with, you will not be able to participate as a realtor. Please, please, please go online, find this. You have received emails from the association, but if you can't find your email, if you didn't file it like Sarah files hers, then you can go like into Matrix, move over to links, and then scroll down all the way down near the bottom until you find IMUS. That's going to be your internet services where you can go in and click on your name and pay your bill. Any questions about that?
If somebody has no idea how to pay their bill, please reach out. Please, please, please do not wait until there is a past time and you're going, oh my gosh, why didn't I do this? The board communicates with you directly, just like Jimmy said, and we're here to help if you can't find this for some reason. Don't delay. Make sure this is taken care of. This is another business expense. Do not wait to the last minute on this. This is something that comes every year. If you are unsure, we will help you point in the direction to find out and get some clarity, okay? Thank you so much, Jimmy Ann. And Jimmy Ann's doing our contract writing class. That will be, she's looking to reschedule it for the 19th if 5 or more people will sign up to attend. So let us know. An email went out yesterday asking about that because she is a fount of information and we need to take advantage of her.
Katie, may I also interrupt you just one more time?
Yeah.
I'm willing to do this Zoom. If you all think that Zoom would allow more of you to participate rather than actually having to come into the office, please notice that when you respond back to say that you can attend.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We are flexible and adaptable and here to help you and support you. The one thing I wanted to highlight that I haven't been able to yet was our ALC members, and we will be doing a committee fair at the end of this month. And we're rescheduling that ALC meeting that was scheduled for the 20th so that we can accommodate the diversity workshop. I hope that you all have an amazing day. Let us know if we can help you, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.
Thank you,
Bye.
Katie.